Okay, the scale command. Scale command can be quite tricky, and it has a lot of useful information or shortcuts on the inside of it that'll help you achieve or scale almost anything to the right size. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a rectangle, and this rectangle is, I won't make it any special size. I'll just create one just by clicking 2 points. Okay, so the first thing in the scale command that I'm going to use is just the most general way most people will use it. So I'll choose scale, select an object, enter. Now for my base point, remember that's where this object is going to either grow or shrink from. So if I select this endpoint, you're going to see that as I move my cursor in and out, that scale will indeed grow or shrink it. And then I just simply clicked another point, and then that's going to be the way it's going to set up the scale. One other way you can use scale, that if you know how far you want it to go, you can put in the percentage of it. For example, if I wanted this square that I have, a rectangle, to be half the size that I want it to be, I would choose scale, select the object, enter, select the base point, which is here, and then I can type in whatever percentage I want it to be. So half of it would be 0.5 or 50%. If I put in the number 1, it shouldn't scale because that's 100%. So you'll have to go greater than 1 or less than 1 to shrink. Okay, so if I have a line or something of that nature that I know it needs to be, and I'm going to create this line, and I'll make it a horizontal one. And I don't know what the distance is. I can scale this up in order to make it to that distance by using the reference option. And for example, I am going to change this line. Let's go ahead and make it a certain distance that we do know, and then we'll do one that we don't know. So if I know that this line is 10 long, I want to scale this up to be 10 long. So I have to choose one of these lines that I want to be 10, and in this case, I'm referring to this bottom horizontal line. I'll choose scale, select my object, enter, give it a base point, and now I'll use the reference option that's inside of the command. So if I choose reference, I'll select this endpoint to that endpoint, and then I'll tell it what distance it needs to be. In this case, it needs to be 10. So you can simply type in 10, and the length of this line will now be 10. I'll go ahead and use the measure command, distance, and select both of these endpoints to verify. So you can see that that distance is indeed 10. I'm going to make this line now to an unknown distance. And now I want to scale my object, and I want to make it, this line here along the top, the same length as this unknown distance. So I'll choose scale, select the object, enter, choose a base point. This time I'll select this top endpoint. I'm going to still choose reference, and I want this line from here to here to match the same distance going up there. I have to come back down to the command line and select the word points, and then I can select this endpoint to this endpoint. Now these two should match. Let's use the measure command to verify that. Distance from this endpoint to this endpoint, and you can see that it is 16.9163. And then I'll measure this line. And you can already see from the preview that it is giving me that same distance that this is. So this is the way I would use the scale command, and you can see all the different options that you can use to achieve or scale your object up to the correct length. Hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for watching.